Hi guys, welcome down to the Monday Night Golf Show with myself and Rick Shields, and it is time to answer your questions. So once again, we posted on Facebook and Twitter to ask us your questions for this week, and we have been inundated. So thank you so much for that, and we are going to blast through and answer as best we can with as much knowledge as we can muster.
Wow, okay, so we'll shoot off to Facebook first, and a regular commenter and ask some great questions. Adam Shields, who's over in Australia, spelled slightly different to myself. What do you think is...
Someone say.
Debatable. What do you think is better for a mid-handicapper trying to improve their game should get? Something like game golf, so they can see where they need to improve, or a swing analysis that fits on the club to see if the club path and face and everything else. So basically, stats or swing analysis stuff.
For a mid-handicapper, I would probably say some form of tuition would maybe be better, but for a mid-handicapper it's quite hard because it can go either way. If you're like a 36 handicapper, the amount of information you're going to get from game golf probably might be a bit limited if you're not finding the centre of the club. But then if you're a mid-handicapper,
game golf. Did you mean the swing analysis then? If you're a high handicapper, the information you'll get from the swing analysis, if you're not getting the centre of the club, won't be good. Game golf is obviously more stat based.
But then again, if you're a high, oh God, we're disagreeing already. If you're a high handicapper and you're using game golf, what use is?
I'm not saying it is.
Oh right, so
I just think you got it the wrong way around. That was all.
No, I thought I got it the right way around.
We'll see. We'll go back in post edit and see.
Adam, I think the answer to your question is, you should always, first of all, spend your money on golf lessons with myself and Rick Shields
here in Australia,
here at Quest Golf Academy, or the online lessons which you'll be launching this week.
So, Adam, it's a good question. It really is. And swing analysis, self-swing analyzers are very good, but you need to know what the information is that you're going to be doing. I absolutely believe you need to be working with a pro if you're going to be using a swing analyzer. If you're a mid-handicapper and want some information about how you're going to improve your game and what to improve in your game, game golf is the best thing to do, or stat orientation around that is the best thing to do. So if you're mid-handicapper and you're not sure about what to work on in your game, I'd go game golf. Now, you can even go game golf without having the devices now. You can actually just do it on the website.
Yeah, I think with stats now, if you kind of go on, if you've got an Apple Watch or whatever, if you've got an Apple product, you can go on the App Store or an Android. There's so many now.
Yeah,
there's so many kind of options to actually start tracking your game. We might have to kind of sit down and maybe do a bit of a review and a rundown of them all for you guys, I think, quite surely, because there's that many kind of
there is actually.
Out.
Good point. Voltaire Rouse. Voltaire Rouse.
Voltaire, wow, what a name.
Where are you from?
I don't know, MI6 by the sounds of it.
America? Some college? Anyway,
Voltaire.
Are you to, or are you off to, or are considering going to the Masters next April? Could you get accreditation to record footage in or around Augusta National for your shows?
We are definitely thinking about it. To get accreditation to actually film inside, to do kind of footage of the players, it's pretty much impossible. For us to get accreditation to film would cost us thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and then we'd have to probably only able to show about 10 seconds a day, something like that.
It's so tied up with the TV rights, it's untrue. We would honestly not have a chance of being able to get accredited to film footage. Yes, we would love to go to the Masters definitely next year, and we would definitely plan on doing that. Are you guys going? I know it's a limited amount of people that go to the Masters, but it'd be great to meet up with you and maybe have a bit of a meet-up. Would be exciting.
If you've got a spare couple of tickets going.
Oh yes, thank you. Rob Potter, we're going to come back to your question because I think it's going to be the hottest one. In fact, there's a couple. No, Rob will come back to yours because it's about Trump Turnberry. Thomas Foster, any controversy between you two on who's better, Spieth or Rory? But then he continues to go on to saying, personally, I think they cancel each other out. Not quite sure how that works. But I've also think that Rory was born to strike golf balls, just like Jack Nicklaus was, so pure. But then Jordan's feel around the course, he's like Palmer with those long putts. Which would you guys choose? Furthest drivers or best putting? He's kind of answered his own question there, Thomas. But great question it is. So, who do we prefer, Spieth or Rory?
I kind of think you've kind of put it on a plate there, Thomas. I mean, from a swing perspective and a ball striking perspective, Rory he's a league above everyone when he's on form, and that's that is, he's a league above absolutely everyone. Maybe you say Jason Day's probably up there when he's striking it well as well.
Yeah.
But because Spieth he's not a short hitter, and he's by far good enough to be able to get around the course and get the ball on the green in regulation. And then if you come into that, the fact that he's the best putter in the world, things are starting to edge his way.
Yeah, he's number one in the world for a reason, and he's had the most success this year, again, for a reason. He's more consistent. He is the best putter in the world at the moment. And I can only see that getting better. The only thing, it was going to be interesting as they grow older together. You know, Rory's obviously a bit older than Jordan at the moment. How much Rory is going to go through situations like Tiger maybe has done at the moment with injuries, etc. Jordan's never going to really lose. He's never going to get injured, so he can't putt. So it's going to be interesting to see which one of those develop into the greatest golfers potentially of all time.
It'd be quite nice, because the one thing we've kind of missed a little bit this year is them to be fit, healthy, and playing their best at the same time.
Yeah.
So for them to go at it head to head, that's when you'd really start to see. And then if you throw Jason Day into the mix, then you've got a fantastic kind of situation there. That's the ideal world.
To give it an idea, I did a poll the other day about who would win the most majors in 5 years. Rory, Jordan, Jason Day. Who do you think came out top?
I would say Rory.
Yes. By 50%, I think it was.
Right, okay.
And then who?
Spieth.
Yeah,
and then Day.
By huge amounts, by the way. Second.
Oh, really?
It was like, let me just get the number up again, because it was quite interesting to see. I did the three of them together. That was the short one.
Fast forward.
So who will win the most majors in 5 years? Oh, actually, no, it was closer than I thought. Rory was 44%. John Spieth was 42% of a poll, and then Jason Day was 14%. That was out of 500 people that actually polled on that as well, so quite interesting, really.
I think Jason Day probably has the slight disadvantage of he's obviously only won one major, and it was kind of this year when he really kind of came to the fore.
Yeah.
So maybe people are still a little bit undecided. There's no doubt when he's on his best form, he's more than a match. He's more than a match for them to. All three of them are just so kind of close.
Can't wait for next year.
It's going to be.
And then when you put me and Pete into the mix, holy smoke! Then you've got a party.
You'll have a party. You probably wouldn't have a better tournament, but you'll have a party.
Rob Hopkinson, who's my personal trainer, asks when he next hitting the gym, Rick. Soon. Soon. Harry Hodgson, I know we are a while away, but could you predict 4 individuals who could win a major next year? And do Ping have something new in the woods market? Well, that's 2 questions, Harry. That's actually disqualification.
That's pushing it, Harry. That.
Who do you think is going to win majors next year? I don't think I can put it in any order.
Are we talking new winners, or are we just talking who do you think is going to win the majors?
I'm just going to go predictions. I'm going to go Rory Masters. No,
I'm going to
Spieth Masters.
Oh, Spieth Masters. Okay.
Spieth Masters. Spieth Open. I give Rory.
Oh right, I honestly didn't see that coming. I can't be honest.
Rory the US Open.
Okay.
And I'll give Spieth the PGA.
Okay. I will give.
I'm going to give that to them.
Yeah. I would actually go Day, the Masters. If he carries on his form and the way he's put in and the way he hits it, I'm going to go Day, the Masters. US Open. Yeah, Spieth. And I'd probably fancy Spieth for the Open, actually. I think he's got some unfinished business. And then Rory to back it up with the US PGA. And because we've said that, it's probably going to be, I don't know, Bill Haas, Billy Horschel, and Ian Poulter, and
John Daly.
John Daly. Come on, John.
It's a bet on everyone that against what we've said. Right, just a very quick few on Twitter as well. We posted this from the Quest Golf Academy Twitter. What are your thoughts on the ranking system in pro golf? This is from John Woodhouse. What do you think of the ranking system in pro golf? I've never really thought anything about it, if I'm honest.
I'd say it's pretty fair. I think the only time it wasn't fair was when Tiger got that far in front that he could go off injured for pretty much a year.
Oh yeah, and actually when Westwood got to world number 1 and didn't, and Donald, sometimes the players who were very consistent players, but I wouldn't say they were the world number 1s at that time.
I'd say overall it's not too
bad. What irons are you going to be game in?
I think what irons are you going to be gaming, Rick? What irons are you going to be gaming?
What irons are you going to game in Hashtag open qualifiers. Will Rick ditch Hogan's? Dun, dun, dun. Will Pete go all tailor-made? Dun, dun, dun. And will Louis Van Gaal have a clue? Off topic there, but
probably not. Probably not for the last one.
He might have more of a clue about what clubs we're using than what football team he's managing at the moment. But will Rick ditch the Hogans? Not if I don't have to, but I think it's probably inevitable. I think something more forgiving will come out, and something chunky and something easy to hit, I think, is the plan.
That surprises me, because I don't think you actually hit the Hogans that bad. I think you strike them quite well.
Behave. If anything outside 9-iron, I'd miss the greens. Par 3 stats at the moment are horrendous.
All I'm saying is, if you want to get rid of them, then I will find a home where they will be happy, where the centre of that club face will get a little bit more loving.
Oh. Who do you know, Joe Jordan?
Yeah, I'll fire it across him.
Pete, you're going to get some new bats?
Yeah, I think the PSI Tour's kind of coming along, but I mean, me and Rick.
Connor, have you actually seen this yet?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah, we had a look at it in the US.
Have you hit it?
No, not hit it yet.
Oh.
I'm doing that in the swing analysis.
I christened it before you.
Yeah,
so we lost Pete now. Right, this is a real hot topic. Stephen Hutchins. I can't pronounce names. Hutchins. Pucker pies or fleur de lis? Fleur de lis. They're just words and letters.
Not the way you say them. You get some numbers in there.
Pucker pies. I know what pucker pies are. Or fleur de lis. What's fleur de lis?
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
I'll go pucker pies.
I'm an athlete, so I'll go celery.
Same question, a different question from Stephen. Hopefully this one makes more sense. What would be a quality practice session for you? Got 100 balls. Go.
50 chipping, 50 putting.
That's great. 90 putting and 10 chipping. Right, guys, one of the most hot topics this week, and it's been asked loads of times on Facebook and on Twitter, but we're going to go to this question from Rob Potter, and it's about the Trump incident. So, your thoughts on the Independent's article on the R&A's decision not to include Trump Turnberry in the Open Championship roster, whichever. The event was allegedly to be announced for the 2020 Open Championship. I believe, but in light of Mr. Trump's controversial comments, they're saying unrelated to race, they have dropped one of the world's most iconic courses. Now, there's no hard evidence yet that that's the reason why they've dropped it. You know, there's no hard evidence that because of the race comments, that's why they've dropped it. It's been a leaked report that Independent's picked up on, and it's going to be a real shame if it's true. We've talked about it briefly on the Monday Night Golf Show, the main show. Turnberry. Forget Trump Turnberry, just Turnberry itself, the actual venue, is phenomenal. And obviously, they've had the Open there quite a few times. 2009 was the last time they had it, where Tom Watson nearly won the Open at a grand age of 59.
Could have been the most magical Open
ever.
Oh
my God, it was phenomenal. But Stuart Sink, the pesky kid, came along and snapped. And where's he now, eh? Yeah. Anyway.
Getting a tan on the top half of his head. Do you remember that? Oh my word, that was the worst tan ever, wasn't it?
So, it's an interesting one, because obviously Pete mentioned this in the Monday Night Golf Show. He's running for presidency at the moment, and he's making some bold statements that is rocking the world a little bit.
Yeah, he seems to be trying to outdo himself with stupid comments at the moment, which isn't a healthy position to be putting yourself in. I don't know. Obviously, me and Rick don't know masses about American politics. You know, we're kind of based in the UK, but
kinda.
It does worry me that people are taking him seriously to be the most powerful person on the planet with some of the things that he's saying. And the fact is, you can keep golf separate from politics in most cases. It's a game, you know. People of every political persuasion, religion, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know, playing golf is just playing golf. But from a business point of view, obviously Turnberry is now part of his portfolio, and people aren't going to want their tournaments, for example, the Open, to be associated with that brand when the spokesperson for that brand is coming out with just such ridiculous comments.
It's interesting, and I feel sorry for the guys, you know, the staff and the long-serving members of the community at Turnberry, that, you know, they're going to get the hard end of this, because their wonderful golf course is now not going to be able to host the most wonderful event in the world. So it's a real shame. I don't know how things are going to change. I don't know if it's going to be overlooked, or if it's actually going to be official, or whether Trump or whoever can appeal against it. I'm not sure, but we were looking forward for Trump International to be on the actual Open roster.
Yeah, well, there's the Scottish Open roster to start with.
Yeah.
That's where it should be. But, you know, are the European Tour going to follow suit? Because if the R&A drop Turnberry from the roster, that puts the European Tour in an awkward position, because people will be saying to them, well, if the R&A have dropped the Open from Turnberry, you know, a massive tournament, is the European Tour going to go ahead and hold the Scottish Open at Trump International?
Also, you've got Doral.
Yeah,
that's another. They have a PGA event there, don't they? So I wonder if Doral is going to be dropped. You know, this could be a real domino effect across the world of golf, and, you know, just over some statements of their owner, and I'm not sure if I fully agree with it, because golf is golf, and you know, yes, the statements, without getting too political, is they're touching a nerve to a lot of people. But really, should the golf courses suffer because of that? So what's your opinions? Do you think that these golf courses should be dropped from the rota because of Trump's statements, or do you think that the golf courses should be able to stand independent of these crazy remarks at the moment? Love to hear your thoughts, love to hear your opinions. Do comment down below. On that note, that's the Monday Night Golf Show wrapped up for this week. Thank you very much for watching.
Very serious Monday Night Golf Show as well.
Well, it kind of spells of serious and silliness.
Hashtag Rick for President.
Do subscribe, do comment below, do like the video if you've enjoyed it. Hopefully get your questions in next time on Facebook, Twitter. You can follow us on all our portals as well. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.